What if Deku was Iron Man Part 2? So, in the last part, I see y'all liked it very well. So, I did say I was gonna make the second part yesterday, but I wasn't feeling like uploading yesterday, so I'm making it today. Now, I'm gonna try I'm going to do a double upload today. So yeah. We last left off, Deku had just beaten the Nomu, and Shigaraki and Keltagiri escaped. And let me think. But so basically, they get class 1A gets a week off, right? And what the call? They get back, and basically they tell them the week later. They just tell them that the sports festival will be taking place tomorrow. And they basically say they did not postpone it or cancel it because they wanted to show that they had everything under control. Now they will be putting more security and everything around the what's it called around the around the sports festival. God, I can't think. So they're leaving the class, and that's when they notice a bunch of other classes are standing outside their door, right? And I forgot. Let's just say, and someone asked from 1A, why are they all there? And basically, Bakugo says, "Can't you see? They're looking at the competition because all these rejects think they're strong." And everyone's like, and then that's when they hear a voice in this moment, they say, "Oh, look at 1A. They're so privileged. They think they're stronger than everybody." And that's when Bakugo and Monoma just start going back and forth and stuff. And Deku just makes a band, like makes his hand into basically just make arm around his hand. And he launches like a little metal band around Bakugo's mouth to stop him talking. And basically, Deku says, if you have arguments or disagreements, can we save it for the sports festival? Because right now you're just holding everybody else up. That's what Mona's like. Oh, what, you too scared or something? And Deku's like, no, I'm just annoyed. And that's when Monoma starts trying to talk something to Deku. And Deku just launches like two bands at Monoma's wrist and basically just pins him to the wall. He just moves along. And when Deku leaves, the bands just disintegrate, or just what's it called? Like they just break down into pretty much nothing after Deku leaves. So yeah, it's the next day, and it's the time of sports festival. They're in the waiting room, right? And Arrow's in there, and let's just say Shoto does basically like he doesn't make the damn like he basically just tells Deku that he is the strongest one in here, and he's gonna beat Deku, and that could just tell Shoto good luck because Deku is not gonna like Deku's not gonna fucking he's gonna win. Instead of he can try. At the end of the day, it's just a sport festival. Like try your hardest. So that's when they get a knock on the door. Open the door, and it's Monoma. And Monoma starts talking about how 1A is like so cocky and everything. And I was like, didn't we have this conversation like yesterday? And that's when Monoma starts trying to just say some more stuff. He starts trying to make fun of everybody and stuff. And Neko just makes a band, and Neko just launches a band at Monoma's mouth, and it just leaves that on him. So he cannot talk until Deku allows him to talk. And Monoma tries to pull it off, he can't. The more he tries to pull it off, the tighter it gets. So basically, if Monoma keeps trying to pull it off, he's going to basically get choked out by the band. So yeah, Monoma leaves, and he's like a dog. He's like a puppy with tail between his legs. And what's it called? It's time for Sport Festival. Now, since Deku was first place, Deku is giving a speech. Now, Deku gives a speech. And that's when Shinzo starts trying to say some stuff. And Deku just launches a band at his mouth. And basically, so he can't talk. And he just continues speech. And then Midnight says the festival is going to begin in like 2 minutes. So everyone get ready. And Deku just makes the band on Shinzo's mouth disappear. But Monoma still has the band on his mouth. So I think it was race. Yeah, race. Race first. Then it was cavalry battle. Then it was fights. Okay. Gotta go back on my knowledge. So what's it called? The race about to start. And basically President Mike is going over the like how the race is set up, right? And Midnight says go, and that's when this giant ice wall appears on the entrance, and basically, what's his name? Shoto basically just starts like he's in first place. Like he put up the ice wall, and a lot of people are actually stuck. Some people made it through. So as they're running, that's when they hear this big boom, and see the ice wall's gone. They just see Deku flying past them. Like Deku just made his legs in the armor and it starts flying past them. And what's it called? And that's when like two Zero Pointers come. Deku just destroys them, and he basically shot them at an angle so that they will collapse, like to basically block the path for everyone else. He just keeps flying. He flies over the minefield, and he flies over everything pretty much. Like there's no competition. Like Bakugo tries to catch up with him. Deku wasn't going that fast, so when Bakugo tried to catch up with him, Deku just like accelerates, and he literally like he is gone. He is gone. You can't even see him. Like in a second, he's out of sight. So Deku won, and Midnight says time for Power Battle, and basically they go to the point chart and basically see that Deku is worth 1,000,000 points, and everyone starts staring at Deku, and Deku's like, okay. So it's gonna be the same teams. I think with Deku, Otako, Tokoyami, and Mei. Yeah. So the guy about to start, and Deku comes up with a plan, and basically it's just like he makes some drones fly around and take people's headbands, and Tokoyama will be the guy on defense and offense, since Dark Shadow can also block someone and also take their bands too. So it's a 1-1 scenario, and May does have jetpacks and the damn rocket like the boots things. And Deku basically says those things can hover, right? And he said, "Yeah, how high?" And he says, "So high," and basically Deku says, "Well, certain people in here can basically reach us from that height." So he sends a bit of the nanites to the technology and basically just improves them so that now they can pretty much fly around and no one can touch them. So basically, counter battle starts, and everyone instantly wants Deku's team. And basically, they're backing up fast. Like they have the jetpack enabled, so they're like flying up as Deku sent out some drones and stuff to start taking headbands. As when they get close, Tokoyami is using Dark Shadow to also block them from getting any closer, and he's also taking the headbands. So pretty much almost everyone has no headbands, and they're just in the sky, and no one can get them. Like that was the plan. So Shoto tries to make like an ice pillar so his team can climb up it and stuff, and Deku just breaks it. And yeah, Deku won. Like Deku's team won the cavalry battle. Now it's time for fights. Fights gonna be interesting. It was Deku versus Shinso, Deku versus Todoroki, Deku versus Bakugo. That's the way I'm doing it. So we zoomed in. I got time. Okay. So basically, what's it called? I'm drawing blanks because I just woke up, so I'm tired. So what's it called? It's in the Deku vs. Shinso. Okay. Basically, Deku, Deku steps in, and Shinso, Deku did get a warning. Like Ojiro did tell Deku, "Hey, you can't really talk to Shinso." And basically Shinso starts like basically talking about how like he was born with a good quirk and basically everything. And that's when they hear that this robotic voice. Kadeko has his helmet on, and that's when they hear this robotic voice basically say, "I wasn't born with a I was like sure I was born with a good quirk, but you don't like just because you're born with a good quirk don't mean like it's actually a good quirk because you got to learn how to use it. Some quirks are just difficult to learn how to use." And Shinso thinks that he got Deku under mind control. He tries to tell him to walk out the ring. It's not working, and he's confused. Basically, what happened was Deku turned on like the speaker, and basically Jarvis is just talking in Deku's words, pretty much. So basically, he's just telling Shinso, "Hey, like your quirk can't be strong. You can literally mind control people. So like, have you ever thought to maybe try and make your quirk powerful instead of just crying about the people called you a villain and people said you were weak? Like that happened to me, and look where I'm at." And that's when Shinso charged at Deku and tried to hit him and push him out the ring. Deku just dodges and just attaches a little booster to the back of Shinso and just sends him out the ring. So now it is Deku versus Todoroki. This will be fun. So basically, Deku and Todoroki fight, and basically Deku tells Todoroki, "You can't really win. Like the only chance you can win is by using your fire. Ice is not really gonna help. So I can just break your ice easily. So you have to, but the only chance you have is use your fire and ice." That's when Shoto basically says, I will never use his quirk." And fight starts, and Shoto is just launching ice attacks at Deku, and they're kind of small, but they're coming fast. Deku just dodging and breaking some of them. And as he's doing it, Deku just talking to him, basically telling him, whatever beef you have with Endeavor, you can't let that affect your hero career, because you just half-assing using half of your ability can get you killed, or worse, like you can get other people killed by just being mad that you don't have the best relationship with your father. Get over it. The best way to spite him is to use his quirk, or use your quirk because it's your quirk. It's not his. And basically, Shoto is still trying to hit Deku with ice, but ice is coming much slower and it is much smaller. And that's when he just complies and just starts letting off fire, right? Like I cannot think right now. I'm tired. I'm really tired. Oh God, I'm tired. So basically, Shoto's letting off fire, and Deku just say, "Even though I was trying to get you to have a chance, I'm not gonna let you win." And he just makes an air cannon, just blows Shoto out of the ring, and Deku's the winner. Now it's time for Bakugo versus Deku. So basically, the match starts, and Bakugo instantly goes for a House of Impact, right? And he blows up the ground, and you think he got Deku, and you see Deku hovering above him. And that's when he looks and he sees there's this rocket comes from his face, and it hits him in the face. It does not, no, it's not, it's like a little jet, right? So basically, it hit him in the face, and it goes back to Deku. And that's when Bakugo tries to fly up to Deku and hit him with an explosion. Deku just dodging, and as they're midair, Deku basically does a roundhouse kick, but uses the back of his foot to basically abuse the repulsor on the back of his foot, on the bottom of his feet, to basically accelerate his kick. So he hits Bakugo like it's a guy with an aluminum bat going 100 miles per hour. Bakugo is sent flying. He's on the edge of the ring. And that's when Deku just hits him with a repulsor blast and sends him out the ring. And Deku's the winner. So it is time. Basically, Deku overheard that Ida's brother got hurt and got attacked by Stain, the hero killer, right? So Deku is, I mean, he tells Ida that he's sorry about what happened to his brother and stuff. And it's time, and that's when they get their internships, right? Deku got a lot of internships. I mean, a lot. Like pretty much every hero wanted Deku as their internships. And Deku like kind of sensing the fact that Ida is not acting himself. He kind of has Jarvis hack the school system so he can see the what's it called, the thing. Also, I'm gonna touch right now. Basically, Principal Nezu has like I think he has like an IQ of like 205 or something, right? Deku has an IQ of 270. Yeah, so he's smarter than Nezu. So basically, he acts at NCC. Ida picked Manual, and he sees the location that Manual is stationed in. It's Hosu, and basically Deku looks up Stain, and he finds out he kills like 5 heroes in a city, and then moves on to the next city, and sees there's only been 3 attacks in Hosu. I'm like, no, like 4 attacks on the Hosu, right? So Deku's like, he picked Manual when he had better heroes, and Manual stationed Hosu. Staying still in Hosu, he's going to try to go out there staying. So Deku knows he can't really talk Ida out of it, and if he reveals to Ida that he knows what he's doing, it's just going to make it worse. So Deku just picks Manual, and next day they're going to Hosu, and basically Ida asks Deku, "Why are you why you pick Manual?" And basically Deku says, he's already interested in Hosu and wanted to start off easy so he can make his way up, like with some normal crimes and stuff. And Ida kind of just leaves it alone. So they're patrolling, and that's when these Nomus are popping up out of portals. And Ida takes this time to pretty much just leave and go find Sting. And Deku's like, he cannot be serious right now. So he basically what's it called think. He basically Deku just started letting off a poster blast at no moves, and he just killing them, cause he knows A, they're not human. B, these things are going to kill people. So what's the point? So he just letting off a poster blast and killing them and stuff. And that's when there's only a couple normal left, so he just leads to the heroes and goes trying to find Ida. He tracks down Ida, and he sees Stain about to kill Ida. And Deku basically lets off a repulsor blast and hits Stain in the chest, right? And sends Stain flying. Stain looks up and basically starts doing knives at Deku. They're just bouncing off because they can't affect the dude in a full metal suit. So that's when Stain tries to rush at Deku and pretty much try to hit him with the katana. No, not hit him with the katana. He tries to kick Deku in the face, right? Deku pretty much just grab his foot and slam into the ground, and then stomps his stomach into the ground and kicks him. Then when Stain tries to get up, and Deku just roundhouse kicks him and sends him to the ground and Stain's out. Like that, it was that quick because I did not have enough time, so I'm not trying to do a full story. So basically, Deku picks up Ida native and carries him out the alley. He ties up Stain with the bands. It's like a little band launcher he has. So yeah, Hero sees Stain unconscious and asks Deku did he do it, and Deku says yeah. So as they're talking, that's when the bird Nomu comes and takes Ida, right? And Deku basically launches a little mini missile, and it blows up the Nomu's head and sends it to the ground as he catches Ida. Ida's good. He gets into the hospital. Deku go visit him, and that's when the chief of police comes and he says, officially, you cannot get the credit for defeating Stain, since you don't have your hero licenses. And also, Manual will have to take basically right have this hero license suspended. So yeah, and basically he reprimands Ida for being stupid, and he kind of what's it called he kind of what's it called what's the opposite of reprimanding? He kind of I don't know. He compliments Deku on how he took down Stain, and basically they said he did a good job. And that's the end of this. So this was what Deku had. Well, no, what Deku was Iron Man Part 2. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. And also, I will have the person that made the thumbnail in the description. Go check them out. Goodbye.